Good morning, lovelies. It's Lucy from Bringer of Light Tarot. I'm here with your tarot energy reading for the week. Excuse the wet hair. I woke up feeling we were camping all weekend, and I actually got really tired. I was meant to have a shower last night, but I got so tired that I went to bed about 9:15 or so last night, and I woke up and I just had to do a bit of self-care this morning. So please forgive the wet hair, and yeah. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling ready. So let's give these cards a knock. Let's do a reading for the week. The highest good. One out there. I hope everyone had a good weekend. Ours went not as expected, but we got things done that we wanted to get done. So it was absolutely excellent in that way. And it was an interesting weekend. I'm just going to go a little bit into it. It was a weekend of frustration for me, but it was, and I feel bad. I'm going to apologize to Colin because he saw some of that frustration come out of me this weekend. But I realized as partners, me and Colin, we're actually really perfect together. And it's me stepping into that realization that we are actually really, like, I know in my brain and stuff like that, and that we are good together. We're a really good match. We've been together 7 years now. We rarely ever fight, and he's so patient with me, and I absolutely adore him, and he's just everything I wanted in a partner. But I in myself struggle with trust of stepping into that we are good for each other. I'm always scared the rug or whatever is going to be tugged from underneath me. That's my own issues, my own little PTSD that I'm still struggle with on a way lesser degree than I used to, but it's still there in the back of my mind. And this weekend we ran into some real big frustrations with the caravan, and I felt like we've bought a dud, but we didn't. Okay, we didn't. It worked out well. We actually, because our dream is to learn about caravans so that we can continue on our journey for camping and stuff like that, and get caravans and be able to keep them upkeep and all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of an answer to my thoughts, but I wanted a perfect caravan, and we didn't get the perfect caravan. There was a few issues, but we figured them out. And it was just realizing too that working together, and I was working against Colin, okay, for a lot of it. And then I realized when we work together, we actually do get things done, and we were really good at balancing each other and balancing each other's thoughts, and me being outside eye, sometimes seeing things in a new light, but Colin's got an excellent way of practically doing stuff, and I'm not very good that way. I can't take a screwdriver and really get in there, and so Colin's really good that way. So we worked well together, but I learned a lot about where I still am at, and I'm hoping that that can be healed in me. I just wanted to open that up to you a little bit about just my own little life journey, that sometimes just stepping into the power of us as a couple instead of being afraid of that power, or not trusting that power, or feeling like somehow the rug's going to be pulled out from underneath me if I step into that power. And I'm hoping in the future, I don't want more problems, but I'm hoping in the future that I can be better at stepping into that power as a couple and working together instead of seeing the faults and everything, which I did a lot this weekend. So I apologize to Colin, but we did figure it out in the end. And he was the one that turned around to me and said, you know what, when we work as a couple, it works fantastic. And we get things really done, and we're good at this. And I was like, okay, he sees it. I need to step into that. So yeah, that was a big one for me this weekend. So we're all on a journey, and I love learning, and I love trying to better myself and making my life more peaceful. I come from a background where it wasn't very peaceful for me. I've had a lot of rough roads, and my journey now is one of absolute peace. I will hold on to my peace as much as I can. And this weekend I lost my peace a little bit, but Colin brought me back into, you know what, we're fantastic together. We did it together at the end after we stopped bashing heads with each other, and it worked out really, really well. So there was huge learning lessons this weekend. So yeah, it was fun after all that. So yeah, sorry. Went on a little tangent there. Let's get the card for this week. The energy that source wants to speak to us all. And I hope that this week is excellent for everyone. I've got a busy week, but it's going to be a good week. It's going to be a fun week. I'm going to the theater on Wednesday. So I might do a 3 tarot card energy pull where you get to pick which tarot cards you want face down. I might do it tomorrow if I have time. If not, I will definitely do it on Thursday. So, yeah. Okay, let's do it. Ooh. What popped out was the Fool. And the Fool is the very, very first card in the tarot deck. And basically, it just means that you're on the beginning of a new cycle or a new journey in your life. I like to look at them as cycles. I think we're going through numerous, like more than we can count cycles all at one time. And we're in all very different areas of that cycle. But it is a new moon, I heard, or something like that. I'm not really into all the astrology, so forgive me if I'm being a bit of a nerd that way, that I've not figured that out. But yeah, it is a new cycle in an area of our life this week. And okay, what Source is saying to me is, let's be in tune with what that new cycle is. Where do we feel like we're beginning something new? It doesn't have to even be in the physical realm. It can be in the physical realm around us, but it also is internally something we've graduated from, and we're coming into a new way of being. And for me, that actually speaks perfect to what I went through this weekend, that I've been shown the world. I've been shown that me and Colin worked really well together as a couple, and I need to stop fighting that. And that's my own trust issues. And it has nothing to do with Colin not being trustworthy. It has everything to do with my past and other people in my past not being trustworthy. And I've walked into this relationship and I've healed a lot of those areas, but there's little nigglies that still come out. Colin said to me, look, we're a power couple when we work together. We really get things done. We have our 2 brains work together really well. I don't have the body. He has the brawn. He can do the brawn. I can do the brain sometimes. And, it works out really well together. So it's me. To me, this card represents me stepping into that and accepting that and actually relishing in that and enjoying it and experiencing something on a new level with Colin in that way in our lives. And hopefully me being a little bit more at peace in that, and that I can trust someone to be with me, be by my side. And because I have a tendency to want to do it alone and or be the boss. but working side by side. So that's for me a big one. I want you to look into your lives this week. And I think the energy of the card is saying, where in your lives this week are you graduated for something and you've learned something, and now you need to step into that role, step into that purpose, step into that new way of being and feeling. And years ago, a friend of mine said to me, when you step into something new, it's like putting on a new dress, right? And sometimes that dress can feel really awkward, or a new pair of shoes, and it can feel really, you're realizing those shoes are new, you feel it, that dress is new, you feel it, you're wondering how you look, you're wondering how you present yourself. The shoes are taking a little bit of time to break in. They're not, quite as comfortable as the old shoes that you were used to wearing. But sooner or later, that new dress, those new shoes just become norm. And that's kind of what the Fool is stepping into that. And then as you go along your path, things become normal as you stay in that power, and you've moved up a vibration. And at first it feels a bit, ooh, but then it just becomes absolute norm. And then you graduate and move up a new one when those shoes have worn out and they don't serve you any purpose anymore. I hope this makes sense. Yeah, carry that with you. See what happens this week. There's going to be some exciting things, but I feel like a lot of us have graduated in a new area or in an old area, and we're stepping into a new way of being, a new power. And it doesn't have to be huge. It just can be small little things, but also congratulate yourself. Look at how the girl is enjoying it. She is like, woo-wee! And that's what I mean. And I love this too. I'm just going to look at this, is that those small things are ripple effects. Me stepping into the power with my partner and realizing it speaks volumes to my daughter. I might not see it now, but I'm hoping in the future that she would break that pattern that I have of of being fearful of being in a partnership, and her embracing whatever partner she gets in the future, and working together with that person. And I hope Colin and I can show her that. So, a drop in the water just goes out and ripples and ends up being, I think that's the flower of eternity, if I'm not mistaken. So, the smallest things can turn eternal. It just passes down and down and down. So let's work for the best. Let's work for the higher good, and let's see our lives become the best they can be. So lots of love to you guys this week. I hope this speaks to you. It did to me. And I think that's cool that came out after I just said a lot about Colin. So yeah, it's a new way of being. So take care, you guys. Have a good one. I'll see you either tomorrow or Thursday. Bye-bye.